Catherine from SpiritQuest.
And I'm Daniel from SpiritQuest.
Thanks for joining us. And we have a topic today we'd like to discuss with you, and that is the beautiful power of Ho'oponopono.
So Ho'oponopono means making things right. And the story behind this is that back in the tribal days, the village would come together and just talk about things and make things right. And it also means make things righteous or make things good. But there, in the last few decades, there was a Dr. Liu who was the incoming psychiatrist to a mental ward on Hawaii. And the normal thing was, as the doctor came in, they would say, "Welcome, doctor, here's all your files of all the patients, and here's your cart for all the medications, go do your thing." But instead, the story is that he looked at all the files and he opened up every one, and he took personal responsibility for their pain and suffering. And then he decided to create this prayer, which goes like this: "Please forgive me. I'm sorry. I love you. Thank you." And this has been such a powerful prayer, and I know that I've had experience with it with my twin brother. And you don't have to be in front of the person to do it. You can do it remotely, and the person doesn't have to be alive to do it.
Right.
And I did it with my twin brother. We had some conflict in some part of our life, and within an hour of me completing it, he called me up and wanted to say he was sorry for that episode. So
it's magical in a way.
It really is.
Because, you might say, well, why do I need to say I'm sorry when I didn't do anything?
Yeah.
Right?
Right.
Isn't that a question that clients ask us all the time?
Can I just stay mad at him?
Well, so if you're feeling the need to clear yourself, like you're saying, man, maybe I need to forgive someone. It might be that you're starting to realize that carrying around all that anger doesn't feel too good.
It's hurting you. It's not hurting them.
Right? So regardless of who's at fault here or who did what, if there's anger being carried and resentment, and we're holding on to what happened and how it impacted us, then we're just walking through life with not having peace and serenity.
Yeah. And if you do that for a long enough time, that thought form condenses and condenses, and you keep it as your story, and you keep it as your story, and eventually the research shows that as you condense that, it becomes physical. And depending on what part of the whole scene was, it will manifest in your body as an illness or a pain or a cyst or anything.
Yes. So, sometimes we think that forgiveness is something that I do for somebody else. And that's why people are reluctant to say, I forgive, because they're like, no, you're the one that did something wrong, and I'm not going to say that that's okay. And Ho'oponopono doesn't look at forgiveness that way.
Yeah.
Forgiveness, as I mentioned in a different video, is letting go of the wish that the past had been different. So it's step one. So it's really accepting what happened, just the way it happened, because it's gone. We can't change it. And then once we say, okay, that happened, then how do we begin to clear that out of our own lives first, so that we don't internalize it in such a way that it's spilling out on others all the time.
Yeah.
So that would be step one, is just recognizing that and accepting it for what it is. But the moment we start activating the forgiveness piece of the Ho'oponopono, magic happens. And when we want, this is what I was taught actually by a kahuna in Hawaii, is when we want to heal our own hearts, when we activate that Ho'oponopono, I am sorry, please forgive me, I forgive you. It is a heart ray that we're sending out energetically. And as you said, you don't have to have the person even sitting right next to you. You can do it remotely. Send that heart ray out, and that's the very thing that will come around and heal your own heart. So forgiveness starts with healing your own heart, and the wonderful thing about it is as you work on doing that, it trickles out and begins to impact the other person and shift things in their realm as well.
It's inevitable. The word, I love that word, inevitable, because when you put out a thought form like that, and when it's coming from your heart, it's very powerful. You're directing it in a certain place, and it's going to ripple out, like they say, like the butterfly wing effect. It's going to affect it. It's going to ripple out.
I had a woman that was a client. She called me and she said, "Kat, I'm having a terrible day, and my ex-husband just said this and that, and then my boss came in. I think I might quit my job." And she said, "Can you help me?" And I said, "Yeah, okay." So she had this little heart stone that sat on her desk, a rose quartz heart stone. And I said, "I want you to pick up your heart stone. I want to hold it to your heart. I want you to think of your ex-husband. And I want you to say to him, 'I love you.'" And she said, "Stop right there." She said, I didn't call you to heal him. Right? I called you to heal me." I said, "I want you to pick up your heart stone and hold it to your heart. And I want you to call in this energy and this thought and this thing about your ex-husband. Like, what just happened?" And I'm like, "Just stay with me. Just stay with me." And we talked about some of the issues, anger issues and alcoholism and stuff. And I'm like, okay. So it's kind of like you truly wishing him well on his journey, dealing with whatever issues he's dealing with. And truly from your heart wishing him well with that. It doesn't mean you have to have him in your life. It doesn't mean that you have to run out and fix him. But you can truly, as another human being on this planet, soul to soul, wish him well with that. And as you do that, that comes around and heals your own heart. So she was so charged. In a way, he had a chains over her because he charged her to such a degree that she was about to pull her hair out.
Ego against ego. Yeah.
She's about to, and her boss too, about ready to quit her job. And it's like, wait, somebody's controlling you in a certain sense. They've hooked you.
Yeah.
And now you're, and instead free yourself and activate the Ho'oponopono and really send out that wish of goodwill, of love and forgiveness and peace and being sorry and kindness, and receive, then feel your own heart, what that does, and receive it.
I know what you're thinking. I know what you're thinking. This can't happen, or I can't get to that place. But here's something to remember. Your will to be happy has to be stronger than your will to not be happy. And sometimes we have this desire just to be not happy. Then I'm sorry, it's not really going to work for you if your desire is so strong that you want to be unhappy more than you want to be happy. You have to want to be happy. And if you want to be happy so bad, you will do anything. You will get into forgiveness of yourself and whoever you need to forgive just to be happy.
Yeah, because unfortunately I've seen clients who are attached to their misery.
Yeah.
And their anxiety becomes their friend. Maybe the only friend they have. Because you attach long enough to anger, anxiety, depression, you might lose some friends.
Yeah.
They become, and they're comfortable because that's what you know. And the unknown is scary, or so you think it's scary. But that's really a dysfunctional way of living your life. And when you put your foot down and say, wait a minute, I'm going to venture out into the unknown, the peace zone, if you will, because your goal is to find joy and peace and freedom.
Yeah. Get liberated from all that stuff that's been controlling you.
Yeah.
I can I share with you a different way that I use Ho'oponopono?
Sure.
I use this a lot where somebody has been affected negatively by their husband, like you were talking about, some big trauma or something. And what I do is that, and this person could be not here or not alive anymore, and I bring in that person. So I'm speaking from that person's perspective. So if you were the person, I would just have you just receive this, and I would say, please forgive me for not being the husband that you really deserve. Please forgive me for not really seeing you. I'm so sorry that I caused you any pain and suffering above the role that I know that we are serving, in this lifetime. I love you so much, and I thank you for being the person that you are today. And sometimes the words that come out of my mouth, and you can do this with, a partner of yours or a friend, if you get into a meditative state and you go into this, words will come out of your mouth and the person will be going, holy cow, that was my ex-husband, or that was, it's very healing. Yeah. And if you have a hard time doing Ho'oponopono in this way, that you just can't get there with this person, imagine that person as a child. And that's an easier way for a lot of people to come into forgiveness.
Right. And what we speak out loud, like we actually create a vibration with our mouth, and we actually say it out loud. It becomes so much more powerful for the universe than when we just think it. And thoughts are very powerful too. Yeah. But I think a thought with an expression activates
heart.
That, with the heart involved, activates it tenfold.
Yeah.
So truly, having the opportunity to say it even if you say it by yourself in a closed room, looking or looking in the mirror, or the example that you just gave when you're like calling in their spirit, so to speak, or the image of them and speaking out loud to them, or actually sitting with them if you're brave enough. if you can do that,
that is powerful.
That's the best.
Man, do that in front of someone. Wow.
Yeah. So I personally have seen it completely change people's lives in an incredible way. It's changed my own life in an incredible way. And
it's a great tool. It's one that can really help out, really clear things out.
And we can help you do this. If it's a new concept to you and you would like to walk through this with us, we can help you with that.
We'd love to.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Namaste. Just want to let you know that any of the topics that we've discussed are available for you by phone or by Skype. And just give us a call. We'll go deeper. We've got a number of practitioners available to help you move through your own stuff, to activate these different topics, to be the best you can be in your life, to let go of it and step into joy.